My son Michael was 7 when doctors told us his hearing was basically superhuman. He was excited because doctors wanted to run tests for his super hearing, but when we drove home and pulled onto our street, Michael wasn't excited anymore. He was squinting carefully like he was listening for something I couldn't hear. That's when I noticed the front door of our house was wide open. My heart dropped and I instantly ran inside, calling my son James's name, but nobody answered, and his bedroom was empty. I noticed our back door was open, and I realized somebody had kidnapped my son. I dropped to my knees dialing 911, and that's when Michael tapped my shoulder with a serious face. I heard it, Dad. I heard them take my big brother. I frantically asked what he meant, and he replied, "You had the windows down in the car, Dad." I heard a voice that sounded like Batman's from our house. He told James he's taking him back to Birchwood. My stomach sank because Birchwood was the most dangerous part of town, and I was amazed because how did Michael actually hear that? When the cops arrived and searched the house, they told me the investigation would take days because they had no leads. My legs nearly buckled, but then Michael confidently stepped forward and told them everything. The cops scoffed. "You expect me to trust a kid with some magic hearing?" But I quickly pulled out the doctor's report showing Michael's hearing was superhuman and begged the cop to listen to him. He was hesitant but nodded. The three of us began driving to Birchwood, my heart pounding in fear the whole way. But when I looked at Michael, I saw him scanning the houses like he had a plan I didn't know about. The second we pulled up, Michael jumped out and fearlessly ran to the first door, pressing his ear against it to listen in. I nervously asked him, "What are you doing?" And he whispered back, listening for his voice. The cop went to pull him back, but then Michael shouted, "Not this house," and took off running before the cop could stop him. He went door to door, pressing his ear flat against it and listening in, while I watched, biting my nails anxiously, and praying James was alive. I was starting to doubt Michael because this was crazy, but then while listening to one door, he stopped. His eyes widened, and motioned for us to come close. "It's this house." I can hear his voice. I walked over with trembling legs, and me and the cop put our ears against the door. We heard nothing, but Michael nodded. "It's this house. Trust me." The detective knocked on the door, while me and Michael hid in the bushes, my heart hammering in my chest. A teenage boy answered, "Hello, officer," and my face dropped. His voice was deep like Batman's. Michael was correct all along. Suddenly, Michael yelled, "I can hear James upstairs," and bolted into the house. He was too fast for me to catch him, and my stomach sank as the teenage boy lunged to try to stop Michael, but the cop quickly restrained his arms. I followed Michael upstairs, my hands shaking, but then I saw James sleeping on a bare mattress. Michael was listening to his heartbeat. I started crying in relief, and when I asked Michael how he heard him, he replied, "James snores when he sleeps. You just can't hear him, but I can." He grinned so wide, and I just smiled because Michael's hearing had saved his big brother's life.